The song I have on repeat right now is
Enchanted by Taylor Swift.
Oh my God, and read Taylor's version out today. I've been unwell all day.
I haven't even listened to it yet. I'm like preparing to be unwell.
Hey, it's your girl, Amelie Curl with iHeartRadio, and we're back in our iHeartRadio studio hanging out with influencer, activist, and model Amelie Zilber. Amelie, welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi, it's so nice to be here. I can't wait to tell you everything about me and everything about my show.
I mean, we're going to dive in. And it's so crazy. As I was prepping for this, I was thinking about it. And, you know, obviously we're talking about you're an influencer. You have a ton of a social following. And I was thinking about when I first found your account was when I downloaded TikTok last year.
Wow. Oh my goodness. So you've known who I am for a minute now.
For a while. But I'm curious for you, take me back to the beginning. When you first downloaded the app, you got on TikTok. What did that look like for you and what sort of content were you creating?
Oh gosh, I was posting, okay, I don't want to say like cringy content, but I really wasn't posting the same content that I am today. I think like a year ago, pre-COVID, pre-quarantine, I think like I was just having fun with it. I didn't really care. Now I look back on my videos and I was doing like acting POVs with like fake tears. And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. But I was really just having fun with it. It wasn't a place where I felt a lot of people were on, or I felt was like a really popular app. So I was just doing whatever I wanted. So that was the beginning of my like TikTok experience. But obviously over the pandemic, I grew a ton because of the important messages I was spreading on my page, which essentially is like innate to who I am. So it started off as like fun, nonchalant, I don't really care. And now it's like fun, outfit, beauty, plus serious, let's get real, let's educate ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, you talk a lot about social issues, domestic, international affairs. When was the moment where you were like, okay, I want my platform to include that? Like, I want that to be a part of my story.
Yeah, so I have been including breaking down the news into my personal story from a very young age. I started a newsletter when I was 12 called the 2-Minute Times, and that was sent out every Sunday. It was a newsletter where I broke down the top 5 stories of the week every Sunday and broke it down into 3 to 5 sentences and was sending that out in a mass email to a group of young people. So I started that when I was 12, and at the time my like subscribers were like my classmates. And then I did it for 6.5 years up until the pandemic, and my following grew a lot more. But throughout that time on my personal account, I was always posting like sign up for the newsletter, comes out on Sunday. I was always like including politics in my story. For me, social media at the time was a newsletter. And then when social media really became a part of who I am, it was a no-brainer for me to include politics in that. TikTok started off as really fun, but that's because I didn't really see it as a place to spread a message. And at the time I had like made my Instagram public, and I was posting political stuff on my Instagram. And then when I started to amass a following on TikTok, I was like, oh my goodness, I am actually garnering the attention of thousands of people, and now is the time that I need to speak my truth. From there, I started posting videos about the news. I started breaking down election topics, how to register to vote, all of the things that were happening at the time, like what was going on with COVID, what was happening with the election, whatnot. And then that's when my following really, really grew, and I recognized the power of my voice and the power that social media had in uplifting the voices of so many.
Yeah, I mean, and that's wild to think about how fast you grew in such a short amount of time. What for you was the biggest learning curve during that time?
Okay, I think I have 2. The first being when a troll comments against my political views, saying something that just I think is morally wrong, not to respond. I've learned the blessing of like not responding. And then The second one is to maintain like a sense of privacy in my personal life. Oversharing can be really easy to do, but I learned very quickly and very early on to keep a lot of my personal life really private, my personal relationships private.
Okay, I want to talk about both of those. Let's start with the second one. Where do you draw the boundaries? Like, how do you draw that line, and how do you know what's something you're going to share versus what you want to keep to yourself?
That's a good question. I think it really just comes down to like a gut feeling. So my closest group of girlfriends are not on social media at all, really. And
really?
Yeah, like they have friends that I've grown up with, friends that I've trusted with everything and who have supported me in every endeavor. And I don't really often post them on social media because it's not something they're comfortable with. It's not something I want people prying into. And then when it comes to like really personal family issues, if I feel I need to share it, I will share it. But otherwise, No, it really comes down to a gut feeling, but also recognizing that what I share comes with a responsibility to like follow up, because then people will continue asking questions. And that's an unneeded pressure that people shouldn't have to deal with. So, yeah.
And then, so that's a perfect transition. I want to talk about too, going back to your first point about the trolls and dealing with that. You have a show now called Don't At Me, your new Facebook Watch show. Why create something like this?
The purpose of the show was really to get a group of people who were in my age group and also would bring to the table different experiences, different points of view than that of my own. You know, I'm a privileged white girl living in Los Angeles, and as much as I educate myself, my personal experiences are quite limited compared to the experiences of so many in this world and in this country. So my intent was to bring on a group of people who could partake in the conversation and help me learn, help them learn, like help everybody watching learn. And also on my social media, I talk about political issues in 1-minute video clips or maybe 3-minute video clips. But the power of having a TV show produced by Facebook is that I get to talk about these issues for 10 minutes to 15 minutes, and I'm hopefully getting to expand that continuously to maybe 40 minutes or an hour. And I think there's power in small bites of information, 1 minute. And then I think there's a lot of power in getting deeper into the conversation. So that was really the purpose of the show, was to educate, inspire, and get deeper into real conversations.
So for you, dealing with these really heavy topics that people get really invested in, what sort of prep goes into that? How do you prepare to do these shows?
Prior to us filming, me and my other 3 co-hosts, plus the producer, we sat down in a room and we went over every single episode, and we made sure that every person felt comfortable with what was going to be talked about in the episode, and we made sure that every point that they wanted to hit would be included in the episode. So the prep wasn't necessarily just me alone. I chose the cast and I chose the backdrop, and I did all of the background work. But when it comes down to the actual talking points of the show, it was really a group effort, because coming from my limited experience and limited way of life, I really wanted to make sure that topics that wouldn't have even come to mind for me were talked about on the show.
Yeah, it's interesting because I feel like Gen Z over any other generation is more connected than ever, more plugged in. There's more information than ever. In what ways do you think that's a positive, and what ways is that a negative?
In a positive way, I think Gen Z being super connected makes us all interconnected, and we kind of all bond over the same inside jokes, and we bond over the same things that are spreading on social media. And, we all have a genuine interest in seeing what goes on in other people's lives. And I think with that comes a really positive thing about being able to see the difficulties that go on in people's individual lives and the struggles that people of different walks of life face. On an interconnected level, we are all genuinely more empathetic and caring about those around us. I think in a negative way, I personally am so addicted to my phone. I'm addicted to my screens, and I think that can be really toxic. I have to quite literally plan times out of my day and out of my week to not be on my phone or to not be on my computer. In a negative way, it can kind of lead to toxicity of mind and maybe mob mentality and spiraling down certain rabbit holes. But I think overall it's a really positive thing, and I think social media is doing a lot more good than harm.
Yeah, and Don't At Me, your Facebook Watch show, what episode are you most proud of?
Truthfully, I couldn't choose a single one. They all bring so much to the table. There are certain episodes where I personally am sitting there and I'm learning so much. And I think those are the episodes that are most impactful, when you can come from a position of thinking you're going to talk about something that you might not know a lot about, but leaving the episode completely aware of something you have never experienced or never will experience. And there are so many episodes that I can't wait for people to see.
And where can they find them?
They can find them on my IGTV at Amelie Zilber. Every Thursday, a new episode comes out at noon PST.
So exciting. Okay, so Amelie, before we let you go, I thought we could play a little game to let our iHeartRadio audience know you a little bit better. So we're going to do a quick rapid fire. I'll just say one part of a sentence and you fill it in. Some might be a question, that kind of thing. Okay, here we go. I couldn't go a day without
chocolate.
Any specific kind or just regular?
Anything.
The song I have on repeat right now is
Enchanted by Taylor Swift.
Oh my God. And read Taylor's version out today. I've been unwell all day.
I haven't even listened to it yet. I'm preparing to be unwell.
Amelie, when you hear the 10-minute all too well, you're not going to be right.
No, I have to call my boyfriend and tell him to ignore me today. So I feel sad.
Let me be in my feels. Wait, okay, that's actually funny because this is my next question. You have a relationship that everyone is very invested in. So I've got to ask, what is your favorite thing about your boyfriend, Blake Gray?
Oh my goodness. His heart. It is so pure and so genuine. And anyone who meets him instantly falls in love with his character. And it is the most beautiful thing about him.
It's beautiful. Okay, what is your go-to modeling pose?
Oh, the little to the side, show a little jawline.
Ooh. Okay, what is Blake's go-to modeling pose?
Oh, he does the same exact thing. He goes straight to the side and he's like, let me show off that jawline.
So just both perfect jaws. That's too good. Okay, so now that live music is back, what is the first concert you'd want front row seats to?
Easy money. Her is my favorite artist. I was quite literally like one of her first fans. I heard her first album, the first day it dropped. I went to her first concert ever in Los Angeles with like 20 people there. I've been to 5 other of her concerts since. I am a diehard Her fan, and the day that I get to hang out with her is the day that I will be okay passing away. She is my love. I love her.
Oh my God, and you've never met her before?
Ever.
We're sending this video to her. So what is your go-to favorite Her song ever?
I think Avenue is my favorite song ever. It was a song that I listened to on repeat because it was kind of a distraction for me from like actual real life difficult things that were happening for me when I was a sophomore in high school, like family related. And anytime it comes on, I just like automatically burst into tears because it's associated with such heartfelt memories.
Love that. Okay, a couple more for you. My dream wedding song would be?
Maybe like Just the Way You Are by Bruno Mars.
Ooh, I love little Bruno. I would never make this my wedding song.
I actually don't know the name of it, but it's called like Marry You, I think, and it's by a country artist. And one time my boyfriend, he listens to country music, Blake, and he put it on in the car, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be such a cute song, like hold my hand. And then he was like, no, it's actually about like losing the girl that you want to marry. So maybe not that song.
Not that one. Wait, do you remember what it was? That's so interesting.
I think I can find it.
We'll have to find it.
Yeah, I think it's called Marry You.
Okay, I told you I love your style. What is your favorite look that you've ever worn?
I think a lot of the like red carpet looks I've done have been really extraordinary. My stylist nails it always. I loved my last look at the M4 Gala with Nancy DeJoka. And then I loved my can look by Elie Saab. Like anything Elie Saab makes, I will bow down at the feet.
Stunning. Yep. Okay, last one for you. The world would be a better place if we all
cared more for the good of others instead of the good of the self.
That's powerful. Amelie Zilber, thank you so much for being here. It's so nice to chat with you. I feel like I learned so much, truly.
Thank you for having me. I had a lot of fun. This was a very fun interview.
Yay, great. Okay, before we let you go, we got to ask, is there anything else we can look forward to from you? What else do you have going on? Fill us in on everything.
I have some incredible opportunities coming up. I work really closely with the White House, and there are some really exciting White House opportunities. I have my 12-year-old self would be completely crying at this moment in the fact that I have these things coming up, but I can't say too much, but just be aware. Eyes on the White House, eyes on me. It's happening.
Stay tuned. Amelie, thank you so much again. So good to see you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for watching our interview with Amelie Zilber. Make sure you stream her new show on Facebook Watch. It's called Don't At Me, and you don't want to miss it. And we'll see you next time on iHeartRadio. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Did you like that video? You can check out more over here. And don't forget to subscribe to iHeart right here. And if you're already a longtime fan, make sure you ring the bell down below so you don't miss a single video. Bye guys.